Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Knox, U.S. Global Command 10.4. Alright, right into tech. SDI, the Americans are going to put 2 dice on that. Chemical, Advanced Manufacturing, Advanced Airborne. Yep, SDI's missed again. Actually, looks like they missed everything. Yep. Everything's a swing and a miss. You know, these things happen. Okay, there's no diplomacy, no global operations. There's nothing nuclear for the Americans to roll for. So we go to military aid and purchase. The Americans are spending 12 on an attack bomber and a Top Gun ASF. I believe that's correct. Well, I didn't write it down. I wrote military aid and nothing next to it. Let's see. Yeah, those both cost 6. Yeah, for NATO, attack bomber and Top Gun ASF. Then for them, housekeeping. I forgot to mention the Soviets did earn a naval battle star on their last turn because they sank a destroyer with an anti-ship missile. So they did get a battle star for that. Okay, now back to the Americans. They are spending 6 battle stars on a minor shipyard upgrade. Then they're going to spend a total of 32 on 2, 4, 6, 8 MBTs, 10 on a pair of attack choppers, 10 more on 2 more attack choppers, and the final 2 on a frigate. And then they're building 4 cruise missiles and 2 anti-ship missiles. Combat. All right, there's going to be some combat this turn. A little bit. Actually, there's going to be a lot of it. So let's lay it out here. First off, let me just get it ready here. One mech from New Delhi moves into West Bengal and captures that unopposed. So that is Americans up 1 to 58, Soviets down 1 to 44. No battle star because it was an unopposed capture. To get a battle star, you got to actually fight for it. Okay, then the rest of the forces in New Delhi are going to attack Hyderabad. The 2 fighters from North Pakistan are going to come in and join. The 2 fighters from South Pakistan are going to join. The SSN in I-11 is shooting 1 cruise missile into the attack, and the destroyer here in I-7 will do the other one, can shoot his cruise missile 1, 2 to get in there to make a total of 2. So that's going in there. Of course, since they are out of supply, these guys will be -1 on all rounds of combat in defense. And there's no terrain to cause the Americans any problems. Okay, so that's that. Okay, next. Okay, there's 2 destroyers on this fleet card that are each shooting a cruise missile into Shiraz. There's an amphib on this card who is picking up the Marine from Basra putting him into Shiraz in an amphibious assault. There's an airborne here in Oman. It's going to go 1-2 into Shiraz in an airborne assault. There's an airborne parked down here in UAE, who's also going 1-2 into Shiraz in an airborne assault. 2 fighters from Oman, 1-2, to get in here and join the attack. And I think that's it on that one. I think that's it on that one. Okay. I didn't put arrows out on this one. I overlooked it, but that's okay. From Macaw, 2 MBTs and this A-10 are going to attack Yemen. From the fleet here, a Top Gun ASF is going to fly 1, 2, 3. Come around this way, 1, 2, 3. Now you can see 1, 2, 3 to get in here and join the attack with those guys. Then the guys in Basra, which is an attack chopper, 2 MBTs, and 2 mechs, are attacking Baghdad. They're going to be joined by the attack bomber, the A-10, and the 4 fighters here in North Saudi. They're also going to be joined by an attack bomber from the fleet here in I-6. So get him over there to join the party. And I think that is it there. I'm thinking for just a second. Okay. The B-52 from Diego Garcia, I've decided I'm going to employ him. The B-52 from Diego Garcia is going to fly 1-2 in here to Hyderabad, where he is going to carpet bomb. Yeah, we'll get him in there as well. All right, and then the 2 SSNs and the destroyer from A-41 are going to hop next door to A-42 and attack that Soviet SSN. And from this fleet card here in A4, 2 destroyers, we'll say, are each shooting an anti-ship missile 1-2 into A-10 to attack this combined force. The Soviets have a cruiser there, so they're going to pair a Soviet cruiser and a Warsaw Pact cruiser for a total of 3 missile defense shots. From southern England here, 2 attack bombers, strategic bomber, and 2 ASFs are going to take off on a surgical carpet bombing strike. They're going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that the shortest way? 1, 2, 3. It's not going to matter. Fly 5 to West Czechoslovakia. As I said, the attack bomber will be doing surgical strike, the B-52 carpet bombing, 2 ASFs escorting And there will be spy satellite here. So the surgical strike and carpet bombing will be at, well, the surgical strike will be at full value. And I think that's it. So let's go over here and check the notes real quick to make sure I didn't forget something. US Bangladesh, Shiraz, Baghdad, Yemen. Yep, I got all of it. Okay, we're good. All right, so first off, let's do an easy one. We'll do Yemen. That's not going to need battle boards. There's no first strike by anybody that is mountain terrain. So we have 2 MBTs at 3. Both miss. Got a Top Gun ASF. That is an 8. That is going to be a miss. And an A10. Oh, everybody missed for the Americans. Can you believe that? All right. 2 early gen MBTs. Both miss. Early gen fighter. Miss. Try it again. 2 MBTs. Both miss. You got to be kidding me. Top Gun ASF. Okay, there is an air superiority hit. And A10. There is land target select, doesn't matter because there's only one kind of land target. So one general hit. So now oh, that's why I'm confused. Okay, I didn't put the dice back. Never mind. 2 early gen MBTs. Both miss. Early gen fighter gets a general hit. So 1 for the defender. Okay. Air superiority hit by the Americans kills the early gen fighter. 1 general hit kills an early gen MBT. The Americans have to take a general. They lose an MBT. The Americans get an air battle star for the air superiority victory. All right, they're going to try it again. They're going to try and get that guy out of there. So 1 MBT. There is the hit that is needed. Early gen MBT defends for a miss. So they come out of there. American roundel. Yemen is captured. The Americans get a land battle star for that. Okay, next we'll have the fight in Shiraz. I'm not going to battle board that one either. Again, there's no first strikes. That is mountain terrain. So we have a Marine and 2 airborne attacking at 2. Nothing. Oh, wait, I forgot there is first strike. I forgot the 2 cruise missiles. Okay, they both missed. and then 2 fighters. 2 fighters got 1 hit. Not very good. 2 MBTs defend for 2 hits in defense. Of course they are. All right, so one hit by the attacker and 2 hits. It was 2 hits, wasn't it? 2 hits or 1? No, it was 2. 2 hits by the defender. Okay, here we go again. That's the Marine. That's the fighter. Wait, there's 2 fighters. That's the Marine. That's the fighters. Okay, there is a hit by the Marine to do the job. The MBT defends and misses. He comes off there. Shiraz captured by the Americans. That's Americans up 1 to 59. Soviets down 1 to 43. The Soviets lose a Mideast strategic objective. Okay, the Americans get a land battle star. Now, we'll do Hyderabad next. That one I am going to battle board. Okay, here it is. The Americans have got their 2 cruise missiles in first strike. The Soviets have decided that they are going all air defense with the SPAG and the SAM. They'll have a self-propelled artillery shooting chemical in first strike, and then that's the rest. Okay, so 2 cruise missiles coming in unimpeded. They both miss. Now we have 6 air defense shots for 1 hit. And then 2 chemical dice for nothing. So there was 1 air defense hit that the Americans will take on a fighter. Okay, that's that. Now we go regular. So we got 5 dice for the B-52 carpet bombing. And those are all missing. Mech at 3, miss. 4 MBTs. Okay, there is 1 land target select hit. Next gen MBT. That is also a land target select hit. And 3 fighters. For 3 more hits, 1 of which is a land target select. So there's 3 land target select hits and 2 general hits. All right, that was pretty good shooting that time for a change. Okay, 2 paramilitary defend for 1 general hit. And 1 mech defends for a miss. Okay, well, the Americans don't have quite enough hits to knock everybody out, but they do, because they're going to take the mech for a land target select. They're going to take the 2 paramilitaries for land target selects. Then the Soviets choose the SAM and the SPAG for the general hits. The Americans suffered 1 casualty, which they'll take on a mech. Clears that off. We go to round 2. The self-propelled artillery goes to the retirement box. The Soviets have no defenders left, and the zone falls. So that comes off there. American roundel, as you just saw there, is an example of sometimes it can make a very big difference what units you choose as casualties. Okay. These guys capture Hyderabad. In this air is parking, waiting for non-combat. Okay, that's going to be the Americans up 1 to 60, Soviets down 1 to 42. The Americans get another land battle star for capturing a zone. All right, next we'll go to the fight in Baghdad, and I'm also going to board that one. Okay, here it is. No first strike for the Americans. The Soviets do have 2 field artillery defending with chemical. So here we go. There is 1 chemical hit, and that is disruption. Hey, I remembered 2 times in a row. So, the MBTs were already down 1 for desert terrain, so they dropped down to a 2. The 2 mechs had been down to 2 because of desert, but back up to 3 from close air support. Now they're back down to 2 because of disruption. All right, so here we go with the rest of it. We've got 4 fighters on air superiority, and they get 3 hits. That was a 1, you saw it. They get 3 hits. Now only 1 of those is an actual air superiority hit, because they only have 1 fighter on the other side. So the other 2 are going to be general hits. All right, now there are 2 mechs at 2. Both miss. 2 MBTs at 2. Both miss. An A-10. Miss. Attack chopper. Miss. New dice. Two attack bombers. Okay, there is 1 land target select hit. Not very good shooting. They need to go back and practice their desert gunnery. Okay, the Soviets have an early gen fighter on air superiority. It is a miss, barely, but it's a miss. So that guy should have come off there from last time. a light infantry defending for a miss, 2 MBTs for 2 general hits. Okay, land target select. The Americans are going to put that on an MBT. Air superiority hit takes out the early gen fighter. 2 general hits, the Soviets choose the field artillery. For 2 general hits in return, the Americans kill 2 mechs. They're going to gamble. Okay, we go to round 2. The fighters go to their normal box. And here we go. Let's see. Suddenly, disruption is on all rounds of combat, isn't it? Yes, all rounds of combat. So 2 MBTs at 2. Hey, what do you know? They got a hit. Okay, A10. Miss. Attack chopper. Miss. New dice. Four fighters for 1 general hit. And then the 2 attack bombers just because. And they got 1 hit. 2 was all that was needed, so we had 1 overkill. All right. Light infantry defends for a hit. And the MBT defends for a hit. So these guys are gone. They got 2 hits on the Americans. So the Americans they're going to take a hit on an attack chopper and no, actually, they're not. They're not. They're going to take... They're going to take 1 hit on an MBT and 1 hit on a fighter. Is how they will do that. Okay, there we go. Clear it off. All right. Soviet roundel out of there. Advance the American forces. American roundel. That's Americans up 2 to 62. Soviets down 2 to 40. The Soviets lose another Mideast strategic objective. And, oh, the Americans picked some up. Let me catch up. The Americans got a strategic objective for Yemen. But Western Alliance, Warsaw Pact Alliance, minor land zone. Okay, it looks like the Americans get 1 for that. Well, I don't know, that's not... It's originally a minor... Basra and Baghdad were originally Warsaw Pact Alliance minor factions. So I'm guessing that counts even though they were Soviet possessed. I'm going to put it on there that the U.S. gets those. If that's not correct, somebody will set me straight. All right, and then forces on the card that captured the zone, which is 1 MBT and 1 attack chopper. And then the other guys will just park in this general area. Boy, them strategic bombers are top heavy. They'll just park in this general area waiting for non-combat. Okay, now we move on. A42, the destroyer negates the enemy SSN's first strike. However, the 2 American SSNs do get first strike. Both miss. The destroyer almost had a 2, but missed with a 7. So the Soviet is going to go on silent running and once again live to fight another day. All right, and then up here we have 2 anti-ship missiles fired into A10. The Soviets have 3 combined Soviet-Warsaw Pact 3 missile defense shots, which all missed. So the 2 anti-ship missiles go in and get 1 hit. The Americans, I believe I said they were using spy satellite. They are going to target select a Soviet destroyer. That's what they're going to take out. Okay, that's the end of that. Now we have the surgical strike and carpet bombing of West Czechoslovakia. The Soviets are not going to try to send 2 early gen fighters up to do interception with 2 ASFs. That's not going to work too good. So, oh, wait a minute. No, there was not spy satellite in that attack. The spy satellite's being used in West Czechoslovakia. So put that back. The Soviets get to choose their casualty. And they are going to choose to put 1 damage on the Warsaw Pact amphib. There we go. Now we're correct. All right, now we do the thing in West Czechoslovakia. There's no air defense. Nobody's scrambling, so we have a B-52 carpet bombing. 4, believe it or not, 2 hits. Got a pair of 1s. So there's 2 hits. And now there are 2 attack bombers for a 3rd hit. And these are, let's see, they get full value, and I believe they also get target selection. I believe they do. Let's see here. Well, there's no target selection for carpet bombing, but for the surgical strike, let's see where. I believe they do. I forget these things sometimes. Well, yeah, I think we're gonna. Oh, wait a minute. They were ones anyway. What am I thinking? That's the rule. If you roll a 1 during a surgical strike, they're target selects. So 2 are target select hits and 1 is not. So the 2, and they can only be taken against land units, so it doesn't matter. I'm all worried about nothing because there's just 3 land units there. All right. Sorry about the confusion. Happens on the fly sometimes. Okay, now we're into non-combat since everything else is done. So the 2 attack bombers and the 2 ASFs and the B-52 all land here in Rhineland. So let's just get them on the card over here out of the way. There we go. Everybody lands on the card out of the way. Don't know why that's... Oh, I knocked it over. That's what happened. Okay. The 3 next-gen MBTs from Rhineland move up to Bavaria. Is that how we want to do that? Yeah, we'll move them up to Bavaria. Actually, we're going to move the SAM up to Bavaria as well. Now, we have a mech and a spag afloat sea lifting in A20. They're going 1, 2, 3, where they will land via the major port there in the Benelux. Then we have a self-propelled artillery sea lifting from A26. 1, 2, 3. He's going to land in Picardy. Then we have 2 next-gen MBTs and 2 MBTs from Northeast United States that are embarking on sea lift 1, 2, 3. They go over here to A26. Got their sea lift marker. How much can you see? I think you can see all of it. These arrows were speculative if the Soviet SSN went down, but it didn't. So the cruiser and the frigate are going to remain. No, they can't. Yeah, actually, the cruiser and the frigate are going to stay in A41. We're going to take we're going to take we're going to take a cruiser and a frigate from A4 on that card right there and move them. They don't get a bonus from a minor port. Damn it, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right, this is what we're going to do then. We're changing this. The cruiser and the frigate from A41 are going 1, 2, 3 up here to A26 to give the Sea Lift what protection it can. Then the A10 from the Yemen fight lands back in Makkah. The Top Gun ASF flies back to its carrier in A6. This air lands in Basra. This attack bomber flies back to its carrier in A6. These two fighters from Shiraz are going to land here in UAE. This fighter on ASW is landing back on its carrier coming off of ASW. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to. Well, I think I do that in end of turn. I have to roll for those Soviet ships that were in port because their port has been captured. They can't hide there anymore. Poor little fellows. We'll get to that in just a minute. Let's see. This destroyer, no, they better stay where they are because we don't know for sure what's going to happen with these ships yet. All right, so this B-52 is actually going to land in New Delhi along with these two fighters. Now, these two fighters are going to land in North Pakistan. This fighter is going to land back in South Pakistan, and that blocks enemy air movement. That'll work. Okay, that is... I think that's it for non-combat. Okay, now I need to roll for these ships in port here. And let's see, do I have that on here anywhere? I do not. I'm trying to, let me look in the rules real quick. Okay, I found it. All right, so we'll just roll them one at a time. We'll go with the frigate first. That's an 8. He is scuttled. So scuttle the frigate. Okay, the diesel boat will be next. Also an 8. He is scuttled. All right, now we have 2 destroyers. We can roll those together. A 9 and a 10. Those are both scuttled. And then the aircraft carrier. 12. The whole lot is scuttled. Never thought that would have happened. All right, and that took place during combat resolution. So, during non-combat movement, I can do something with these forces that are no longer needed here. Well, the SSN shot a missile, so he has to stay. The 2 diesel boats didn't do anything, so they are going to go. They don't have a port bonus, so they are going to go 1, 2 to I-4. This destroyer and frigate are going to get out of here. I don't think they're needed down here anymore. So they are going to go 1, 2, 3 through the Suez Canal to M8. Yes. All right, now we're done with non-combat movement. So now we are placing units. All right. And for that, I've got to look at my notes. Okay. Okay, so North Pakistan is getting 2 MBTs and 2 attack choppers. Okay, there's that. New Delhi gets 2 MBTs. Makkah gets 2 MBTs. Rotate this way a bit. Makkah gets 2 MBTs. UAE gets 2 MBTs. We'll kind of put them in the water there. I'm going to keep them on the main map instead of the blow-up box so I don't forget them. All right, then the rest of this goes stateside. The shipyard upgrade goes here to southern United States. Frigate is built in the shipyard here for A-24. 2 attack choppers built in Northeast United States. Now we're going to deliver some military aid. The Top Gun ASF is being delivered directly to the supercarrier in A7. So get him on board the carrier, and then, oh, excuse me, the attack bomber goes, oh, there he is, hiding under that Vulcan. The attack bomber is delivered to Rhineland. So those three grays become a green. There's that. All right. Aid is delivered. All we have to do now is collect money. The Americans are at 62 plus 8 for Good Morning in America makes 70 plus, where is it? I still haven't qualified for any of them. Pretty close, but not quite. So the Americans collect 70. That's pretty good. That's nothing to cry about. You got 70 IPP to spend on your next turn. There's that. Missiles. 4 cruise missiles, 2 anti-ship missiles. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.